This is my first time making a video like this, so any feedback, constructive criticism, likes, dislikes, anything like that is more than welcome in that comment section. So literally as I was editing this video, Ken Rosenthal tweets out that the Blue Jays have spoken to the Guardians about a trade for Jose Ramirez with the idea of playing Ramirez at second base. Sources are apparently telling The Athletic. Other teams are showing interest, obviously, in Ramirez as well. He writes that it's still unlikely the Guardians will move him, but Ramirez is under club control for 2 more seasons for a combined $24 million. But oh my goodness, man. If Jose Ramirez went to the Blue Jays, that division is going to be insane. That's crazy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think that's going to happen? Are the Guardians going to move him? Is he going to stay in Cleveland? I have no clue, but that's crazy to even hear that that's a possibility. The first story that I want to cover today is Matt Chapman being traded to the Blue Jays. Jeff Passan writes, Matt Chapman has been traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. Sources confirmed to ESPN the deal is done. A's with another big group of prospects. Right-handed pitcher Gunnar Hoglund, best of the bunch. Shortstop Kevin Smith, left-handed starter Zach Logue, and left-handed reliever Kirby Snead. All major league ready. And Ken Rosenthal goes on to say, right-handed pitcher Gunnar Hoglund headed from Blue Jays to the Athletics in Matt Chapman trade. He was the 19th overall pick in 2021 and the Jays' number 4 prospect per MLB Pipeline. The shortstop / third baseman Kevin Smith was the Jays' number 9 prospect, and the left-handed pitcher Zach Logue their number 27 prospect. Now, to me, that seems like a pretty solid deal. I feel like the Athletics are getting a good amount back for Matt Chapman. It's seeming more and more like the Blue Jays are really trying to be that team in the AL East and really trying to win the division this year. Something that I thought was kind of funny is Gomes, the legend, on Twitter writes, Oakland A's games this year are going to look like the lockdown is still going on. Gonna have to bring out the cardboard cutouts again. Like I said, I feel like this is a pretty good deal for both sides in my opinion, but with that being said, it really does feel like the Athletics are not focused on winning now. It seems like they're kind of in a little bit of a rebuilding phase, trying to be good in the future, but how long is that going to take? Nobody knows, and I would say this deal for now, for the 2022 season, is definitely much better for the Blue Jays. Matt Chapman is, I believe, a 3-time Gold Glove winner, maybe 2-time Platinum Glove winner, a 1-time All-Star. Last year had a batting average of .210, OBP of .314, OBS of .716, so it was a little bit of a down year for him compared to his previous seasons, but still not a terrible season, and I could definitely see him having a bounce back year with the Blue Jays. I feel like he's got a good team around him, a good bunch of guys around him, and I'm definitely watching out for the Blue Jays this year in the AL East. Now we're gonna stay over in the AL East for a little bit. We have an injury report. According to CBS Sports, Chris Sale is expected to miss the start of the season with a rib cage fracture. His return timetable is unclear. Chris Sale's been dealing with injuries for about 4 seasons in a row now, and he said that he does not have any idea when he'll return. And if y'all have ever dealt with rib injuries or known with anyone dealing with rib injuries, broken ribs, fractured ribs, those can be so hard to get over because you could literally sneeze and crack a rib. So if you sneeze, cough, stuff like that, the littlest things can continue to aggravate those rib injuries. So he really needs to take it easy. It sucks seeing him dealing with more injuries 4 seasons in a row now, and I'm just wishing him a speedy recovery, getting back on the mound as soon as possible. Over the last 4 years, Chris Sale has only started 61 games, 0 in 2020 for that shortened COVID season, and then the previous 4 years compared to the 61 games he's passed for, the 4 before that, he had started 121, so he's been injured a lot, not playing in any games. I'm really hoping we could see him back soon and that he stays healthy for as long as possible. And before we move on to more free agency stuff, trade stuff, we do have one more injury report coming out of the American League East. Nathan Ruiz writes, breaking, Adley Rutschman has a tricep strain and will be shut down. He could miss 2 to 3 weeks, Brandon Hyde said, which will certainly hamper his opening day chances. Rutschman played in a minor league sim game on Friday and then woke up on Saturday morning with soreness in his right elbow. Not sure whether it happened hitting or throwing. He'll rest and then go through a progression progression. And then Brandon Hyde, speaking on Adley Rutschman, says, I think it's an extremely small blip for a guy that's going to have a long career. I'm looking forward to when he's healthy to be out there. I think, yeah, he makes us better, and we'll see. I just want him to get healthy. So obviously that sucks to hear. Following spring training, a lot of people, not even Orioles fans, but just a lot of people in general, excited about Adley Rutschman, including myself, were hoping to potentially see him on the Orioles opening day roster, and it looks like that's maybe going to set that back by about 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm glad it's not something more serious. It seems like it's a pretty minor injury. He should be able to recover pretty quickly, and hopefully we see him playing for the Orioles at Camden Yards in the big leagues here in just a month or two. A lot is happening over on the East Coast, specifically right now, the American League portion of the East Coast. Some more free agency news. Jesse Rogers reports that Anthony Rizzo is in agreement on a contract with the Yankees pending a physical. He says that he's going to be getting $32 million for 2 years with an opt-out after that first season. Per his sources, that opt-out is huge. It's a free year for Anthony Rizzo. If he goes off, he has a chance to make a lot more money in the next off season. I personally love this pickup for the Yankees. As a Cardinals fan in the same division as the Cubs, I've seen plenty of Anthony Rizzo, and he's consistently been, I would say, an above average hitter, as well as probably an above average defender. At the plate, he has a lot of long at bats. He crowds the plate. He gets on base quite a bit. He's able to get deep into counts, and I feel like that's allowing his teammates to have better at bats because they get to see more pitches from the pitchers. He gets to kind of tire out the pitcher a little bit. On the defensive side of things, I believe he's won 4 Gold Gloves. He has some lockdown defense at first base, and overall I think he's just a good veteran clubhouse guy, a guy on the team that players can look up to, go if they have any questions, and someone who has experience in the postseason, but just in the majors, in the big leagues in general. I really like this pickup for the Yankees. He's going to be able to play first base. If they need him to DH at all, that's going to be good. You can trust him over there at first base. At the plate, he's going to get a lot of really good at-bats for you. I feel like this is really solid for the Yankees, and I feel like the contract works well for both sides. They're not overpaying him, but if he goes off, has a really, really good year, he's able to opt out, maybe make a little bit more money in the offseason. Next up, we're still staying on the East Coast side of things, but instead of the American League, we're moving over to the National League. Jason Stark reports that the Phillies have a deal with Kyle Schwarber pending a physical. It's a 4-year agreement with an average value of just under $20 million per year. Sources are telling The Athletic. Jay Salisbury was on this apparently first. And Shelfie, at Real Shelfie on Twitter, says, Phillies get Schwarber at an AAV below $20 million, 4 years, just under $80 million. He played to a $24 million value last year, has played over a $20 million value in 3 out of the last 4 years. Left field in Citizens Bank Park could result in his best season of his career. I feel like the National League East, at least for a few teams, 2, 3, maybe 4 teams, I feel like the National League East is going to be a very, very fun division to watch. Kyle Schwarber, a great pickup for an already pretty solid Phillies lineup. Last year, he posted an OPS of 928. 2020 was kind of a down year for him with that weird COVID season, only a 701 OPS. But before that, 871 in 2019, 823 in 2018, 782 in 2017. So he's been consistently getting better. He's been consistently a very, very solid hitter. He's been becoming a better defender as well if they want to have him in left field. Now that the universal DH is a thing, though, there's always that option to throw Kyle Schwarber and his really solid left-handed bat as a DH in that lineup, depending on what they want to do with their fielders, other players, everything like that. So I love this pickup for the Phillies. I am pretty happy to see Schwarber finally out of the Central. That happened last year, and he just always was killing Cardinal pitching, especially in the playoffs. So I'm really happy that he's out of the division. Mets, Marlins, Braves, all those teams in the National League East better watch out, because this is a nasty guy, and he does not care about those baseballs at all. He's going to be continuing to smack them around. Now, real quick before we go back to the Phillies, I just want to throw up this tweet from Ken Rosenthal. He says, source confirms free agent infielder Brad Miller is in agreement with the Rangers. First on it was at MLB Drops on Twitter. So first of all, real quick, Brad Miller, he was on the Cardinals for a little bit. I believe he was actually on the Phillies for a little bit, maybe even last year too. And he's had some really solid production. A great left-handed bat. I like this pickup for the Rangers a lot. I feel like the Rangers are slowly but surely making their team better. And I'm really interested to see how their season goes, because I feel like they have some really strong spots on their team, but I also feel like they got a little bit of weak spots. But the main reason, in addition to highlighting this Brad Miller acquisition by the Rangers, that I want to bring this up is Ken Rosenthal mentioning at MLB Drops. So I went ahead and went over to MLB Drops Twitter and saw that they tweeted something about Kris Bryant. So going back to the Phillies, MLB Drops says Phillies' interest in third baseman Kris Bryant is significant, and that's according to Cardinals Live as well. So there's multiple people talking about this. I know people have been talking about it. Seems like years that Kris Bryant might go to the Phillies ever since Bryce Harper signed there. Kris Bryant, Bryce Harper, we already know they're best buddies, so I feel like it would just make sense. I feel like it would be a good spot for Kris Bryant, and that scares me as someone who might have to deal with the Phillies throughout the regular season a little bit, but potentially if they make the playoffs. You know, Cardinals versus Phillies, it's happened before, it could happen again. They have Bryce Harper, they just picked up Kyle Schwarber, and now it's looking more and more like it's pretty likely that Kris Bryant could actually be signing there, becoming teammates with his best friend Bryce Harper. So that could be huge. I trust MLB Drops because Ken Rosenthal trusts him, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So speaking of Kris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Kyle Schwarber, all of these players from the Cubs seem to throw away their team over the last few years. I don't think anybody's left at this point except maybe one or two guys from the World Series roster. And Ken Rosenthal reports that Seiya Suzuki is in an agreement with the Cubs pending a physical. Sources are telling The Athletic 5 years, $85 million deal. So the Cubs, after throwing away their whole team, seems like they're starting to build up their team again. They got Marcus Stroman, now they're getting Suzuki on a huge 5-year, $85 million deal. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Suzuki's been playing baseball for about 8 or 9 years over in Japan. I think he's 26 years old. Last season posted an OPS of 1069. The season before that, 953. Season before that, 1018. In 2018, it was 1064. So he is a very good hitter. I can't wait to see what he's able to do in the majors here for the Chicago Cubs. Last year, he launched 38 home runs. In 2020, he had 25, 28 in 2019. I can't wait to see the type of production, the type of numbers he's going to put up in the MLB for the 2022 season. That is a huge pickup for the Cubs, and it makes me a little bit scared of the Cubs as a Cardinals fan. And then before I let you guys go, Ken Rosenthal, while I was recording this video, tweeted out that free agent left-hander Andrew Chapman is close with the Tigers on a 2-year contract in the $13 million range. Sources are telling The Athletic. And I never know if it's Chafin or Chafin. I'm sorry about my mispronunciations throughout this video and any other video, but Andrew Chafin had a breakout year last year. Now, he had last year, I would say, arguably, like, by far his best season of his career. So I really like this pickup for the Tigers. It seems like the Tigers are slowly but surely finally getting back, maybe getting back to that potential playoff team. Wild card, I don't know about division winner quite yet. Their division's a little bit interesting with whatever the Twins are doing in Minnesota. The Royals, I don't really know how they're doing, but it's just a really weird division. And with the additions of Javier Baez, some young guys like Akil Baddoo, getting Andrew Chafin now, I feel like the Tigers are slowly but surely becoming a playoff contender again. So real quick, that just happened while I was recording. I figured I would throw it in at the end of this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. As I said at the beginning, it's my first time doing one of these, so I don't really know what to expect. This could have been terrible, impossible to follow, all over the place, boring, whatever. So I don't know what to expect. Feedback is really appreciated down in the comment section. Constructive criticism, what you liked, what you disliked, what should stay the same, what should be different in future versions if I try something like this again. But I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, social medias, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace out.